If you run a business, Bank of Clark County has you covered. Offering cash management services to automate and simplify your business banking, streamlined digital banking, and merchant payment processing that's a one-stop solution. Plus, Bank of Clark offers corporate credit cards that help you optimize capital, organize expenses, and enhance your business. Whether you're looking to earn points faster or lower your APR, Bank of Clark County has the card that's right for you. Member FDIC.
Becoming a magician takes thousands of hours, right, Ashley?
Oh, I'm not a magician. I'm a design specialist at the Container Store.
But you transform closets and pantries.
Well, I turn your most frustrating spaces into ones you love.
With a magic wand?
With Alpha, our customizable, adjustable, and affordable shelving and drawer system.
The amazing Ashley! Making daily frustration disappear.
Just doing my job.
Transform your space with Alpha and save 20% on purchases over $500. Get started with your free design at the Container Store today.
Welcome to True Crime by Indie Drop-In. Each week we feature an episode from the best independent creators. Hit subscribe for more great true crime content. If you would like to help Indie Drop-In support indie creators, you can buy us a coffee. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/indie drop-in or click the link in the show notes below. Today's episode is from the Typsy Ghost. Don't forget to check out the show notes for links to subscribe and follow on social media. Enjoy the show.
Begin.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Tipsy Ghost. We're your Tipsy hosts, Sarah, and Lindsay.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Rushed through that just slightly, but it's fine.
No, I thought you did great.
I was in a hurry.
Maybe one episode we will not comment on our intro,
Right.
and it'll just be great.
You want me to do it again?
No. That's fine. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hi, just fine. Lindsay just cracked open a fresh one.
I did.
She is one White Claw deep.
I am 2 White Claws.
White Claws.
Deep.
I am some wine deep.
Some skinny girl wine.
Mm.
And I want
How is
people to
it?
know I don't just drink White Claw. It's just
She sometimes drinks Truly.
I was going to say, what else do you
I do drink wine. I drink wine too, but
I've offered you wine,
I know.
and it wasn't even my sweet wine. I offered you like a Cab Sav one time, and you're like,
Okay.
no.
okay.
I just remembered the wine party at my house when
Yes,
you said you
I
both
drank-
drink wine.
I drank like a lot of wine that night.
That wine is real good. I'm not going to lie.
The older I've gotten, the more wine I drink, I get headaches the next day.
The more basic you are? Okay.
See, I don't get
Just getting
headaches
old.
from that one. I just feel like crap. Probably because the sheer amount.
Yeah. We don't have self-control when it comes to wine
I'm
night.
happy to make you guys some cocktails.
I did not
I do
have a
drink
headache.
cocktails when we come over. When you make them, I drink them. If you make it, I will come.
If you make it, she drink it.
All right, noted.
You make you make a mean cocktail. My words were
She does make good cocktails.
Oh, thank
blending
you.
together. I can't make them. That's why I just
That's why I just drink White
I
Claws.
don't know what else to do.
Should have been my calling in life.
Honestly,
I went into the wrong profession.
You did.
I don't have the right personality to be a
No,
bartender.
you don't. I was going to say, you don't want to talk to people.
No.
you should.
You
go
don't
work
want people to talk to you.
Is
No.
Coyote Ugly still open in Las Vegas?
I also don't dance, so
It's like our friend says, whenever their eyes start leaking, I'm like, let me go grab Lindsay. She's going to come talk to you.
Lindsay will help you with your feelings.
I'm good with the feelings talk.
I just back out slowly or like make an excuse. Oh, I hear my name. I'm gonna go.
This is awkward. Wait, back to the bartender stuff. I actually went to Coyote Ugly.
Did you? Where
I
is that?
did. Well, there was one in Las Vegas,
That's what I thought
but
it
I'm
was.
not sure it's still open. I just saw something on the old Facebook that said it's reached its 20-year anniversary, and I was like,
That is a movie
Shut
I have
up.
not seen.
Oh, I have seen it.
You have?
there's
It's a
actually
movie?
quite pleasant. Yes.
There's a movie she's seen that I haven't?
How
Like
about that?
the movie's why the bar existed?
Well,
Or
yeah.
was it the other way around? I don't know.
I've heard good things about it. I've just never
I
seen
don't know.
I mean, Tyra was in it. Tyra was a big deal with her smizing. No?
Because Next Top Model was my jam growing up. Are you kidding?
Smize.
We were both drinking at the time you were talking. Sorry.
That's okay. When I was at work the other day, I had my mask on and my hat, so all you could see is my eyes.
You're like a ninja.
And one of the docs was like, "What's wrong? Are you okay? You look upset." I was like,
this is all you can see of me.
I'll try to smize. I was like, I don't know. I have RBF to the max, so it's like accentuated with the mask
and the goggles.
You feel my pain?
A patient told me the other day that she really liked my eyes. I was like, oh, thank you. That's all you can see. As I'm like gowned up.
You should just. Does she have goggles on too?
Yes. I have goggles.
Lucky for me, my eyes are my best feature, and in high school I was voted best eyes.
Look at you.
Oh. Wow.
That is a true story, by the way.
That's amazing. I was voted nothing in high school, I don't think.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say to insult me?
I know.
I'm not going to say it. I was voted nothing in high school either.
Nope, definitely
But I also
not.
graduated with like 550 people, so.
Yeah, I had 400 people.
One in a crowd.
I didn't care. My brother was prom king.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you a princess.
For the reference, I went to a large high school as well. I feel like you guys are trying to justify. And
no, absolutely
thank
not.
you.
You should have totally won best eyes. I can see it. You've got beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
Bat.
I know I do. Thank you.
And you do
My high
nice
school
makeup
told me
on your
so.
eyes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I
We're
knew
just-
that.
Are we just pumping her up? I love it.
Yeah, I'm the hype man. Usually.
Please.
She is the hype man. She's the ultimate hype man.
Please keep going.
I'm not quite as loud about it, but I do like slide comments like, your makeup's really nice. It really is. I like it.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Those glasses really frame your face.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot.
You're welcome. I wore my glasses the other day, and I remembered quickly why I don't wear them.
Because they fog up with your
Ugh,
mask.
they're the worst.
Yeah.
I appreciate that your scrubs are always ironed.
Oh, thank you. I never iron my
I
scrubs.
was like,
No,
really?
but so many
What?
people show up at work and their scrubs are all wrinkled, and I'm like, come on. Boys
Girl.
never are.
That's because they're so stretched.
Mine would be 100%.
They're always covered in dog hair, though. You can count on that.
I wear work scrubs, so I don't have to worry about. I mean, if they look like crap, then
That's
it's
work
on them.
salt.
It's
yeah.
on them.
Yep.
I will say, I'm a little bit disappointed that they chose light blue as the color because I'm gonna tell you, it's hotter than shit in gowns,
Oh, yeah.
on gowns, and PPE. And I quickly changed them to dark blue with my sweat.
I recently heard that
Gross.
With my sweat. Sorry.
reusable isolation gowns is actually a real thing.
What? No.
So I was like, no, that's fake news. So I Googled it, and
No.
it's a true story.
Oh, no.
Wait, okay, like
Like level 3 masks.
I think
actually
it's
being
made
level
out.
1 masks.
I didn't touch it. It was just on the Google. But I feel like if I had to take a guess, it's made out of like a tablecloth material that you would use at a picnic back from the 90s.
I feel like we have pretty much those blue
No, those
plasticky.
That is tablecloth material now. Because,
Oh, okay.
things are a lot cheaper than
Like,
Like,
back then
a
it
lot
was like thick.
Mhm.
Thicker.
Yes.
Thicker.
thick with two C's, yes.
She thick.
Yeah.
Girl, that tablecloth is thick.
So once we get to that point in our lives, having to wear reusable isolation gowns, I'm out. I will
I don't want to
go to
think about-
bartending.
I don't want to think about
Bartending at Coyote Ugly.
this. Oh. I just get so sad.
Or we'll
every
just
week.
quit our job and be professional paranormal investigators.
Yes! And professional podcasters. Like, listen, I know that this isn't making a lot of money, but
We can
they want
always
us
get
to
a
reuse our gowns, okay?
we can get a
We're not gonna do
Patreon.
Oh,
Yes.
we've never done that, no. So we could. I think we
could.
should.
We'll talk about
We
that
could,
later.
and we should.
Could, we should.
Do you guys want to know what we're going to talk about today?
I bet they do.
So we went on a little field trip
Field trip.
back to a little place called Atchison, Kansas.
Atchison.
Not to revisit the Sally House, but to visit a home that some might argue is even better.
Some might say.
And it's called the 1889 McInteer Villa.
McInteer Bella.
Oh.
That was beautiful. I love
wish I could
that.
have joined in. I wasn't ready.
I
just
love
said
that.
You just need to be watching me to harmonize with me.
Isn't there an SNL skit where they try to harmonize constantly?
Yes.
Like,
It's Kristen Wiig and Fred Armisen
Yes.
when they're on Weekend Update.
yes, it's that. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
She's like watching him like,
That's exactly what's.
Have you seen the sketch?
Winston's had enough of our shit.
No, I don't watch SNL.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Okay.
Great. Anyhow, 1889, McInteer Villa in Atchison, Kansas. Turns out Atchison is hella haunted.
Super.
Also, side note, if you're ever there in Atchison, please go to Willie's and get the spinach artichoke quesadilla. It's absolutely fucking delightful.
It's true. I tried to bite of hers.
I did too. It was really
What's
good.
happening? My pillow.
Your pillow's touching your mic.
Oh my God.
So you guys might have heard a little bit about McInteer Villa because we recorded our Tipsy stories from there.
Mm-hmm.
And we also talked a little bit about prom night that occurred there.
We'll tell you a little more about it too tonight.
So this is the episode where we get to talk about our experience at McInteer Villa.
Yeah.
Yay!
But first, some history.
Okay, can I ask a question before you get started? Can we go on the haunted trolley ride this fall
How
in
did we not
Atchison?
do that?
Well, I don't know, because we've only been podcasting since October or so.
That's true.
Okay.
It was March, but
Yeah, okay.
sure.
Well, we went to
No,
we went to Sally House.
We haven't been
But we had-
podcasting since
Well, no, but
then.
that's where the podcast was born because we talked about
That's
it.
what I was thinking. You know what I meant.
Literally our first meeting, I was like, you were like, we should do a podcast. I was like, yeah, we should.
Anyway, we are. But they do have a haunted trolley ride. You have to get on it quick, though. Like, I'm talking in the next few weeks because they sell out so fast.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
On
Done.
it.
Noted.
I'll do that while we're talking.
Boydson's doing
I'm
history.
talking. Never mind. I
You're
can't do that.
Okay. I will.
Wait, you were going to do something while one of us was talking?
Oh my gosh.
That's
you,
so
you hate
rude.
it when we do it.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
You can't even stand up for Googling pictures of what you're talking about.
No.
Usually I'm looking
No,
at
I
what you're
cannot.
talking about.
I
know.
Yeah, I know. It's terribly disrespectful.
Is it though? I
Yes.
just want to put a face
I want
to a
your
name.
full attention.
I'm a visual learner. I need to see pictures when you're talking about stuff.
I've gotten better. I look at you. Like
Message
this every time.
received. I will make you a PowerPoint next time.
Make us a PowerPoint. Yes!
See? Now that I can get down with.
I can get down with that. I love it.
Okay,
Good idea.
got it. 1889 McInteer Villa.
McInteer Villa.
This place is a gorgeous, large brick home built over the course of a year between 1889 to 1890 for a Mr. John McInteer. It's got 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, several sitting rooms. There are rooms for your rooms and intricate woodwork throughout. And I didn't count the fireplaces, but there are a lot. So,
Rooms on rooms on rooms.
Oh my.
so many rooms.
I'm going to make this the musical episode.
Yes.
I think that's been
We're already there.
done before, but
This is the third musical we've done.
yeah. So it was estimated to have cost a staggering sum of $14,000.
Oh my.
Oh no. And I didn't look up
That'll
the
put you in
conversion, but that's probably a lot. John
Good job.
McInteer was an Irish-born businessman who made a fortune in real estate and in the manufacturing of high-quality harnesses and saddles.
Oh.
Oh, probably not the ones that Lindsay is thinking of, but the ones for
Whoa.
for livestock and
What I was
horses.
thinking of was horses. Where is your mind at?
Where's your mind at? John's first wife, Alice, died soon after the house was built in 1892, so she only got to live there
Aw.
for 2 years.
She didn't even get to enjoy it.
So sad. But it didn't take long for him to find another companion. 3 years later, he married his second wife, Anna Conlon, who was a widow with 3 sons. John McInteer died in 1902, so he didn't get to enjoy it very long either. And Anna continued to live there in the home along with several of her Conlon relatives, including many, many children. Anna later died in 1916. And between 1916 to 1925, her brother, Judge Charles Conlon. I feel like that should be a TV show.
It's a very
Judge
magical
Charles
name.
Conlon.
A prominent,
Demands
This is the
Atchison.
people's court.
yeah, he was a prominent Atchison lawyer, and his family made the house their home during this time.
Look at that.
After this, it became a rooming house for about the next 25 years, and in 1952, the McInteer Villa was purchased by a Miss Isabel Altus, also known as my girl Goldie.
Oh, there's Goldie.
There's
There she
Goldie.
Where
is.
did she get the nickname Goldie from Isabel?
Maybe she just liked it.
Please don't ask questions.
Girl, back off.
I just don't know where they get the nicknames from, okay?
I mean, when I was little, I wanted to be called certain names. They just didn't stick. I don't know. Hers stuck.
She was a retired professional violinist, and her neighbors knew her as eccentric.
Ooh.
Some thought she might even be an FBI agent.
What? Goldie? No.
Goldie. The
No, that's
local
cool.
school used to be across the street from the home, just outside of the room where Goldie liked to sit and rock in her favorite rocking chair, looking out the window. The local anecdotes state that Goldie would dress in all black, and kids would avoid her and the house, thinking she was a witch,
Of course. There's your witch. There it is.
Oh, there she is.
while some would play tricks on her. She wanted to restore the house, but was financially unable to do so, so she ended up selling it to a Mr. George Girardi.
Nice.
George.
And this nice gentleman let her remain living there until her death.
Aw.
Upon her death, she was found in her favorite rocking chair, still facing out the window, and next to her on a side table was a pistol,
Oh,
You know.
Goldie.
just
Gotta
in
protect
case.
yourself from those hooligans.
Say it ain't so, Goldie.
For the record, it is said that she died from natural causes, but it is worth mentioning the scene in which they found her, just for more drama.
Please do.
So she was dead, staring out lifelessly.
Let her
Straight.
tell the story.
Sorry,
It's her
that's
shining moment.
so creepy.
But yes, kind of.
I mean, just imagine a reclusive elderly lady, sometimes
Eccentric.
picked on by children. I mean, she's probably terrified. I doubt she ever even shot a gun. Maybe she did. Who knows? You don't know her life.
She might have been an FBI agent.
She might
Might
have
have
been an FBI agent. And I bet her eyes were closed, you asshole.
Your eyes not... I'm sorry. Are your eyes not open when you die sometimes?
She probably died in her sleep, taking a
Oh,
little
okay.
snooze.
That's what we're gonna go with.
You didn't say died in her sleep. Okay, that makes more
pictured
sense.
her dying, like, eyes wide
her
open.
dying with her eyes wide open, staring. I'm like, these poor children. The look she's giving me.
I think that's more
God,
like a
what kind
traumatic.
of nightmares do you have? Jesus.
So
That's
many.
more like a traumatic
It's
heart
like a therapy
attack.
session with me and my nightmares.
I feel like that's her dying of, like,
God.
being scared to death.
I'm
I think
actually thinking in my head, like, when do people naturally die with their eyes open? I don't think so.
I feel like she just took a little snoozer.
That's where I picture her,
and
like,
she was
hunched over.
sleeping,
Okay,
and she
fell
died in
asleep.
her
Okay.
sleep.
Yeah.
Our minds are in different places.
You've
You
seen
pictured her
some
like
shit.
this.
You have seen some shit. Lindsay.
Eyes on a pistol.
I'm like the pizza.
I will
Hut
fuck
scene.
you up. I have seen some shit.
I'll let you recover.
I lost her when she said, I'm the pizza. I've seen some stuff.
That pizza is my spirit animal.
Pizza has seen some stuff.
Okay.
Anyhow, go ahead. Proceed.
Okay.
Sorry, we were on
Let's see.
saying
Yes,
some shit.
Her
Goldie.
Let's see. Her
Died.
visitation was held in the next room.
Oh, I don't think I remembered that part.
Yeah, so she died in one room, and then her visitation was held in the next room.
Was it the purple room?
Yes.
Ooh.
Where we slept.
That's where we slept.
I didn't know that.
So, and speaking of, the only other piece of history that I have is that apparently the home was also at some point used for funerals as where the visitations, viewings of the body took place in one of the great rooms, probably where we slept.
You know?
We're
You're
gonna come
probably
back to that.
right.
We had a knack for picking a room.
It was a great room to sleep.
Yeah, so
I slept great.
prior to the current owners, the previous ones kept the location more discreet and off limits. It is registered on the National Register of Historic Places, and I love me a good historic place. There
Same.
have been apparently 9 documented deaths in the home, 8 natural and
Wow.
1 a suicide.
Ooh.
So
do tell.
a lot of tragedy.
Later.
Yep.
When I get to
There
it.
are
Stop rushing ahead of me.
several reports of paranormal activity. So Stephanie, one of the owners, is amazing,
She's
and
awesome.
we love this lady. She's
Yeah.
so nice. She's knowledgeable. She's engaged with everything happening in the
She's
house.
hilarious.
And
love her.
yeah, to be best friends with her.
You know,
She's
Stephanie,
an honorary podcast.
can you come join our podcast sometime for funsies?
Stephanie, will
Just
you be
pop
our
by.
best friend?
Yeah, we want to be friends.
She runs the social media accounts for the McInteer Villa, and if you go to their Instagram, you can see several posts of different things that has occurred there, things that she's captured. There are cameras everywhere. She's got recorders, and she posts her evidence, and we love that.
I was thoroughly impressed with the amount of cameras and knowledge that she had about
Absolutely.
how to collect data. She was really on top of it.
Yeah. What has been reported, so Goldie's original rocking chair has been witnessed rocking on its own, and her apparition, still dressed in black, has been seen. Lights turn on and off by themselves, particularly in the tower, which we'll get to the tower. A figure has been seen several times in the window when no one's home. A speaker was thrown off of the counter. Boxes moved right in front of witnesses. Some say that they have felt someone's hand on their shoulder or playing with their hair.
Hair pulling.
There have been
Why not me?
reports of unexplained sounds of doors slamming throughout the night or hearing disembodied footsteps walking down the hallway on the second floor. Some feel uneasy on the second floor as though they are being watched by unseen eyes. Items tend to be moved from one location to another. Creaks of doorknobs slowly turning and lights turning on and off are often experienced. There can be dramatic changes in temperature. There have even been reports of echoes of disembodied voices, which is one of our favorite things. The door to one of the sitting rooms on the second floor opens on its own, and a shadow figure has been spotted as well. There is a scent of powdery woman's perfume, and the hint of cigarettes has been reported. And in the attic, some have been overwhelmed with a heavy presence. And really the list just goes on. And that's kind of where we will go into our experience with our day/night at the McInteer Villa.
Yay!
So we got there, and Stephanie gave us the most in-depth tour that I have ever had, and we
It was
loved
super in-depth.
every moment of it. Lindsay took semi-notes, and
Semi-notes, excuse you.
I mean,
you called
are
her
semi-
Lottie.
True.
Goldie.
Almost had it. So semi-notes. I get it.
I took notes, though.
No,
I'm
Stephanie was incredible.
I'm
The
starting
whole
to
thing.
do that now.
The whole experience was really, really cool, but she just made it better because of her knowledge base.
Mhm.
And she
because
would
of
show
the-
us videos and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
Along the way, like
Yeah.
each room we were in, she's like, yeah, this is what happened, like things that just happened like right before we got there. She gave us a thank you note with pictures of the villa.
Hand sanitizer,
And Sanny.
which we appreciated so much.
And she also was able to like show you legit evidence, like they claimed this, but I have video tapings that say otherwise. So not everything is like accurate. You know what I mean?
Which
So I thought
she
that was cool.
has like Nest cameras in every room except the bathroom. So she can, like, if we feel like we have an experience, we can text her and she will pull it up on her Nest cameras to validate it. So
Yeah.
she had a lot of that too, which I thought was really cool.
Right.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we kind of got settled a little bit. We went out and got a little bite to eat, and then we came back, and we'll just do what we do with all of our places and go kind of floor by floor and chat about what happened.
Floor by floor.
We'll start at the top in the attic. It was hot AF.
Which
Okay.
it's July when
So-
we went.
If you haven't heard Tipsy stories, it was the hottest day of the
Mhm.
year thus far.
Heat index 110 plus.
Right.
And it's an old house, so they only had like, I don't know what to call them, like
Units,
portable
AC units.
portable AC units, yeah. But there was none up in the attic. So we went up there for the tour, and we were like, it's too hot. We're not going to come back up here.
It was so hot
It
up there.
slaps you in the face how hot it is.
That's what she said. Anyways, we got a good history. What did we hear from Stephanie while we were in the attic? What was the history up
I
there?
mean, essentially, it's an active place. It's
Right.
known to be active. They had a time where nobody was at the house, and they got an alert on their phone that their attic door opened.
Mhm.
And her husband texted her, and he's like, "Are you home?" And she's like, "No, nobody's there." And he's like, "Call the police." So the Atchison police actually went there.
Mhm.
They've got a key code to get in. She changes it all the time. Don't even try to break in.
Don't do it.
Don't even.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah. And so they went in there and they, of course, were like, I don't know, probably the wind, but we know it's not the wind. Well, 2 of us know it's not the wind.
No, she did say
2.25
there's,
of us.
and from us being up there in the attic, there's no draft, there's no windows, there's no AC or heat or anything going on.
Nothing.
So there's nothing that would make it just slam shut like that.
Right.
I mean, it's a huge space. It's a really huge attic, I feel like.
Yeah, it's huge. And they use it for storage. I think there's a lot of extra furniture
Yeah.
there. But it
So-
was really cool. It was a cool space. And
I
I would
mean,
have
if-
loved to investigate it, but my lord.
Definitely. When we go back, because we're
It's hot.
definitely going back.
We are going to go back when it's a little bit cooler so we can go up there.
We
sure.
would love to spend lots of time up there.
Yeah.
We had the best time.
So we'll go downstairs to the second floor, and we spent a lot of time on the second floor.
We sure did. That was a good spot.
I feel like that's where we spent the most time when we weren't sleeping. So second floor is where all of the bedrooms are, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's a child's room. There's a library, or as Boydston calls it, the
Book
room
room.
of books.
The book room.
The book room.
Mhm.
There is...
There's a sitting room, a master bedroom,
Uh-huh.
a couple of bathrooms, and a storage room.
And the
So-
kitchen, which is where we recorded from. We recorded
Yeah,
in
she
the
calls it a
nutrition
break room. Yeah.
Break room, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
At the, we'll start at the one end of the hallway in the storage room, which you would think is just, innocent, but she's got a recorder. Stephanie has a recorder that she keeps in there at all times now because she continuously captures this just like ominous scream.
Horrific, yeah.
Yeah, just go to her Instagram
It's
to
like a
hear
dark,
it.
scary voice. Like
It's
a,
terrible.
like Lindsay's, why so spicy voice.
I'm telling you, if I would have heard that when I was listening back to our evidence, I would have. I don't know what I would have done.
Lost your shit. Yeah, I would have too. I loved it.
But she heard the scream right before we got there.
Yeah.
She was talking on the phone with a friend, and she was saying, I need to clean out the storage room or something like that, to that effect, and had the recording going. And you could hear the scream right after she said that.
Yeah.
And it was literally right before we got there.
It's not a cute, dainty scream. It is angry.
It's horrific.
It does sound horrific.
It's terrible.
Check out her evidence. You must. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So across from the storage room door is the corner sitting room, they call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There was a beautiful dress in there on display.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple couches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We didn't spend Sarah Boydston and I didn't spend a ton of time in there.
No.
Lindsay did.
They let me go off on my own, guys.
We did because we had spoken about how when we go stay the night there that you needed to go off on your own.
Mm-hmm. And she told me, she gave me the recorder, and she said, please don't talk.
And what did you do?
As soon as I walked out of the room where they were, I go, she told me not to talk, but it makes me want to talk more. So now I'm going to talk.
You talked.
But I didn't, because you caught stuff where I wasn't talking.
Well, yeah, you did take some breaks.
I did take some
But we
breaks.
could hear you down the hall.
But the reason I wanted to go into that room was because this is the room that has the door that opens and shuts on its own. And it doesn't latch real well, like it doesn't click. And so I spent like the first hour we were there
Yes, you did.
investigating it. Like, y'all, this door, like if I pushed it with my pinky finger, it would open.
Yeah.
And so every
I've got,
time
audio evidence of her trying to convince us that if you just barely touch the door, it would open.
Good. And so
that was her trying to rationalize that this was not paranormal because you could just barely touch it to open.
So the whole thing with this house, because of the AC units, we would close every door when we weren't in there to kind of keep the rooms cool.
Right.
So every time we would come upstairs, that door would be open, and we know we closed all of them.
Mhm.
And so I spent an hour like closing it, opening it, closing it, opening it. And at one point I said, I'm just going to leave it open because like it just keeps opening anyways. I'm going to leave it open. And we came upstairs a little bit later and the door was closed. And I was like, I know I left that open because I told you guys I was leaving it open.
Right.
So when the time when the time came for me to go off on my own, I was like, I'm going in that room. So I went in there.
Mm-hmm.
I turned off the AC unit both in that room and in the hall. And this is kind of something you'll see a repeat like pattern of. We had to turn off the AC units whenever we were trying to get evidence because they're so loud. And I was in there and you caught some stuff. I didn't feel anything when I was in there. And the door
in all fairness,
I
you
never feel anything. And the door didn't move while I was in there. Because I was even trying to get it to do it. I was like, can you close the door? Can you open it? Because I closed the door.
But I mean, for you, as a person who's trying to make the door open,
Yeah.
And it happened so easily, but the whole time you were there, it never opened.
I'm not saying it happens so easily that like it happens all the time. I'm saying it wouldn't take much for it to open. Which the AC units were off, and I rationalized it as saying I think the AC units was what was opening it, but
so as far as the AC units go, I went back to February the 12th of 2019 on their Instagram page.
Oh, you did some research.
Yeah, just to prove a point. And
to make me wrong.
And at this point in time, I know that they would not have any AC units, and they have both the inside of the room and the outside of the room view of that door opening on its own.
Weird.
So strange. So while
that
Lindsay
door is very active.
While Lindsay was in there, like she said, she did excellent being very considerate of our recording. She turned off the AC in the room she was in. She turned off the AC right outside. And we didn't know this at the time, but apparently our recorders are so sensitive that it picked up the ambient noise of all of the AC units on that entire floor. Yep. And we had no idea of that at the time. Right. So it's still very loud. It's definitely not as loud as it would have been. But what I do hear while Lindsay's in there, and I don't think I'll be able to upload this just because of that ambient noise. Right. But I do hear about 11 and a half minutes into her, I think you're in there for about 15, maybe 20
15
minutes.
To 20, yeah. And it was just because I was so hot. I was like, I can't be in here any longer.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for sure. It was so stifling whenever you had those AC units off. So Lindsay was being her Hufflepuff, and she's like, I like your house. It's so beautiful. And then about 15 seconds later, I'm convinced that I hear a male voice say thank you, which is pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I think that is that our only EVP? Like, that whole night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
I mean, I also think we got something a little bit in the nutrition room, but we can come to that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, noises. But like as far as voices and words go.
Voice.
Yeah, that was cool. Good job, Lens. You did it.
Absolutely.
I was hoping it was George.
Hey, it's Nikki Glazer. I want you to get everything you want. And the thing I want you to get the most? Laid. Yeah, that's right. I want you to have sex. And what better way to have sex than to use Trojan Bearskin Raw condoms? Cuddle up on that bearskin rug, throw on a bearskin condom, and it'll feel as close to the real thing as possible. They're triple tested and trusted for over 100 years, with silky smooth lubricant to increase comfort and sensitivity. Don't be you gotta wear a condom. They're cool. Buy them, share them, gift them, wear them. Grow up and get Trojan Bearskin Raw condoms. Trojan, America's #1 condom brand. Feel your best and get yours on.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired a lounge singer to be their office receptionist.
Hello, this is Mickey Marquis, and you've reached the office of Doug & Associates. Thank you very much. Catch me Tuesday nights at the Hotel Johnson. Hello?
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Doug & Associates, this is Mickey Marquis. Hello?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
It may have been. He was the previous owner, so
yeah,
he's known to interact with people. Mm-hmm. So let's go out of that room. Do you want to go?
You go to the master?
Yeah, the room connected to it is the master.
Sure.
And this room is special because there is a mirror in there. And Stephanie told us that if you take a picture in that mirror, sometimes they'll see people who are not there. Right. And she had several pictures to back this up of other groups and tours and stuff like that. So I took a ton of selfies in that mirror. We didn't get anything.
Yeah, she did. But, we only took it in that like birth session. We didn't really do it again. We probably should have, but it was dark. Anyway, it's fine.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what's special about that room is that people will take pictures in that mirror, like selfies, and there will be people in the picture that are not there in the room.
We really wanted that.
I really wanted that, sorry.
But that room is cool. I mean, the whole place is just really cool. Let's just say that. But they did an excellent job decorating the room, and it made it look like it was true to the period. So, that one had a bed and a bench and a couple chairs in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we spent some time in there.
Mm-hmm. Sarah, you thought you saw maybe a cat or something, a little shadow cat, walking outside the door.
Yeah, Yeah. And turns out...
I heard that in the recording.
Yeah.
You talking about that.
Which is funny because I don't really... I mean, didn't stand out to me a ton. But it's interesting because when we go on, you'll hear us talk about Boydston experience almost the exact same thing.
Just down
in
the
a room
hall.
down the hall. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can just see a shadow moving under the door on the outside where the light is in the hallway. But other than that, we didn't really get a ton in the room.
Well, that room is also connected to the nutrition room, which is where we podcasted from.
Very true.
And at one point during the podcast, if you guys have listened to the Tipsy stories, you will hear both me and Sarah respond to a noise that we heard. And I feel like it was coming from that room.
I do too. You're right.
Because while we were podcasting, we didn't keep this in the podcast, but I went out to go see what was going on. And the door that we talked about was open, which it had been shut. But I think it was coming from closer than that we heard the door.
But everything's connected. Like even that front room that we first talked about is connected to the master. So if we heard noises from out there, they could have easily all gone from one to the other.
So we both heard like a clicking of a latch, something, kind of a tap noise. And then at the same time, when we talk about this in the episode, but I'm going to recount it anyways. At the same time, both of our headphones made like a static noise.
Yes.
Which Boydston here was not wearing headphones because she did not bring hers.
Well, she was kind enough to let us use the only two that she brought.
She brought 2 of the 3.
She knew that we would struggle the most.
Yes.
And so she let us use them. And so she didn't get to hear, it was a lot of static. And then we heard a click and then there was a random scream.
Yes.
And Lindsay and I both heard it on the headphones and you can hear us reacting.
But she didn't hear it in real time.
Right.
Which was interesting. And so that was in the nutrition room, but I think that was coming from the master room or the room with the door.
Yeah. Yeah. So master room was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
For sure.
But my favorite room.
The book room?
The book room. The library.
Book room. I think I said that like 15 times that night. This is my favorite room.
So this is the room where Charles is suspected to have killed himself. The one suicide that you talked about is suspected to have happened in this room.
It's by default my favorite room. I think we briefly touched on this, but it's a small collection, but I collect antique medical books. And they had a large collection of the coolest
so cool.
antique medical
really cool.
books.
Yeah. Bookshelves and bookshelves. I loved it.
I wanted to walk out with one, but I respect Stephanie much more than that.
But Stephanie, if you're willing to let us just take one, please. We love it forever.
We spent a lot of time in this room. We played a lot of games in this room.
Oh yeah,
we did. We loved this room,
and I feel like we had the best, coolest experience.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't like scary at all.
No.
It was just really, it was calming. And I do remember Stephanie saying she wasn't sure if Charles, right? She wasn't sure if he committed suicide in that room, and he either died in that room or across the hall, and that's maybe why they see shadow figures, walking back and forth.
So, as far as that suicide, we have recording of something that I can put into this, which it's about just less than a minute of audio of the app that we use on our phone that acts like an Ovilus. And it's the words that it comes up with are just so pertinent to the topic.
In that moment, they were very spot on and relevant to what we were talking about. I mean, and this is something that you can sit on a table and not hear. I have done this myself. I've set it on a table, not heard anything for a long time.
Right.
And there's been places we've gone where there's been nothing.
And so the fact that we were getting very relevant responses is really pretty cool.
Yeah. And so we'll insert that here. We're in the book room.
It's like I literally just said that.
We're recording that.
Young. Yes. We know you were young when you died.
Charles, are you in here with us?
Die. Ask.
Okay, how did you die?
Depressed. Anger.
Was there a lot going on at the time?
True.
Yeah.
Did you do something to hurt yourself?
Hate.
Don't hate yourself. It's okay.
Miss.
What do you miss?
Jealous.
So then I think that was initially, and then we did end up coming back to that room, and we were playing a game and just having a conversation. And while we were doing it, Stephanie did say, like, if you ignore them, they tend to be more active. And so that's why we brought the game up there, and we were just doing our own thing. And while we were doing it, I set up flashlights. There were motion balls that were set up. I had the recorder going. I think that was it.
Well, yeah. We may have had the phone app going too.
Yeah, maybe.
It was going to, yeah. And we had the balls that light up if, like, they're motion detected.
The motion balls.
Yeah, motion balls.
I
wanted to describe what the motion balls were.
Balls in motion.
They're balls of motion.
They're like cat toys.
They are. They light up when they move.
And so while we were playing this game, I don't know, we might have been in there 30, 45 minutes.
We had a great time up there.
And it was just, I don't know, almost constant. It started out slow, but then there was a good period of
flashlights were going off like
time
crazy.
Where, and it was every single one of them. Just they were on and then they were off, and then the motion balls were going, and
the Ovilus was going.
Yeah,
and like we weren't asking questions, we weren't responding to it, and it was just saying words.
Yeah, at some point,
trying to get our attention. I felt like
at some point we would, just ignore it, but then if we would notice and say, "Okay, hey, how are you doing?" and sometimes we would ask a question. A lot of times, though, we just wouldn't, and it's like it was just trying to get our attention.
Yeah. I loved that room.
That was a fun room.
We know you did.
Did you like that room?
It was my favorite.
So we did have, just from the audio recording, we heard just with our ears, several clicks and knocks while we were there. There is a bathroom attached to that room,
but it's hot.
We never went in there. Hot. Yeah, it supposedly has some activity sometimes as well. We didn't go in there to test that out. It was too hot.
I think that's pretty much all we got. Just all the intelligent responses to our questions and flashlight responses. We had a good time up there.
So there's a bathroom in the hallway.
Did you like that room?
That's my favorite.
There's a bathroom in the hallway. And Stephanie said that...
That's where Sarah peed with the door wide open.
No, that was downstairs.
Downstairs.
But I do have a funny story after you tell the stories about what happens up there.
Stephanie said that it's kind of like a mimicking bathroom. Yeah. Like somebody will be on the other side of the house or possibly even not there. And, you'll be doing your thing in the bathroom and you'll hear that person's voice as if they're right there with you. And you're like,
try to respond.
Or ask them, are they up here? What's happening?
Yeah.
We didn't experience that.
We didn't. And we peed a lot.
So my funny story, and turns out it's not paranormal. # debunked, unfortunately. But it's still really funny. I was in there and I had the door shut.
Which is rare because you always keep the door open.
Well, there's a reason why I shut it this time. You'll learn about that when we go downstairs. But I went to open the door. I think the pressure changed and they had like these old tiles in the ceiling. And when I did that, all the tiles like popped up.
Made a noise.
Scared the ever-living shit
She's
out
like,
of
Lindsay,
me.
come in here.
I was like, somebody needs to see this. The tiles on the ceiling pop up, okay? You see that, right? Anyhow.
From then on out, we peed with that door open because it freaked her out.
Oh my God. I was like sweating. Scared me. Okay, anyhow. After that, we moved to the children's room.
The children's room.
Which is the creepiest room. There's so many dolls.
So
many dolls and babies.
Y'all.
And
one of them had a missing eye.
Oh, it's so
and the hair is like all straw looking.
There's one that's like Esmeralda.
Oh,
that's in a
the
glass
cage.
box.
She's got a real haunted doll named Esmeralda with real human hair.
Oh, I hate it so much.
She's got a
old Raggedy Ann.
A haunted something from Mexico. I think it was a doll, but now it's just the doll's head, and that's in there with Esmeralda. It's over 100 years old. It's from Mexico.
That's so creepy.
A real Raggedy Ann and Annie.
Anne.
And baby dolls.
Andy.
One baby doll with no eyeballs.
And Andy.
Andy, yeah.
There's two.
I was like, Anne? I don't know.
Yeah, the guy and the girl.
So many things.
I hated it.
So there has been a lot of reported activity. There's an armoire in there that apparently the doors have opened on their own.
Is that where where Esmeralda's housed? I thought that door opened.
No, that's just her own little cave.
Esmeralda's door has opened, though,
okay,
before,
I thought she said that.
There's a closet in there that there's been activity. There's just been all sorts of stuff.
There's a creepy
reports
ass
of child laughter.
Yes.
There's a creepy ass dress hanging in that closet.
Yeah.
I tried to get Lindsay to wear it.
Didn't happen.
No.
For prom night.
It didn't happen.
We got to go back and try it. We got to ask Stephanie first, but then we'll see.
Maybe we'll just go to a vintage store and we'll get our own.
Oh my god, that just
80s
brought
style
back.
prom dress.
When I lived in Lawrence, there was this weird dress store on Massachusetts downstairs. You had to go Mass Street. Girl, it was Massachusetts Street. Okay, it was downstairs though in this old antique shop, and you could thrift through these old ass dresses and rent them.
Oh,
and we did that all the time. We would go there and maybe I'll see if it's there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Anyways, prom night times 2.
So while we were in there, we just I saw.
Dear Lord, help me.
This kind of plays off of what Sarah saw in the. Mm-hmm. Where did you see it? In the master?
Or the master.
No, it was the master.
So I saw a shadow of I don't know, feet, somebody passing outside of the door.
Mm-hmm. While all 3 of us were in the room with the door closed.
And so Lindsay opened the door and we snapped some pictures, and that's where we got an orb and maybe a little mist. I don't know. We'll have to take a closer look at the pictures.
But it was literally right after she said, I think I just saw a shadow pass under. I opened the door because, that's me. And took a picture right away, and the orb was there, immediately, right in the door frame.
Right. Yeah. I think, did you even take the picture?
I took the picture, yeah. And then I saw the orb, and I looked at it, and I said, oh, there's a giant orb right there.
Yeah. But the whole time we were upstairs, it was almost frustrating because it felt like, and we say it on the recordings, it felt like we were just chasing something around, and it was Sarah kept saying something was trying to come through. She kept getting that top of her head feeling that she gets, but it's just
happens all the time.
Something just didn't have enough energy.
Yep.
And so finally we left. I set up this rig that Mike and I made for a night vision camera at one end of the hallway, looking down the length of the hallway. Mm-hmm. And just after we leave, you can hear footsteps
on the stairs.
Yeah.
Or maybe upstairs. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way.
Because the stairs, so behind the camera is the child's room, and then the stairs up to the attic. And so it's hard to tell. And down. So it's hard to tell if it's stairs going, or if it's steps going up and down the stairs, or if it's something up in the attic, the room above.
Right.
Either way, we weren't there.
No, we weren't. We were downstairs.
And it is very clear footsteps.
A little later, you can hear this scream almost. It's a faraway scream. And then the sound gets knocked. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of it, there's one more time during the 45 minutes that it was recording that you can hear some sort of voices. But I don't think I'll be able to isolate it with that night vision. But we
can upload the video, right? Or
yeah, we can. I'll work on it.
Okay.
I haven't worked with that video, but I can try.
Okay.
But other than that, it's just 5 different episodes of just footsteps or knocking, and that all happened after we left.
Yeah.
So it's it was just waiting for us to go so that they could come out.
And really not long after we
left.
It was
the footsteps were
minutes.
within 15 minutes, and everything else, it only recorded for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. 45 minutes. Within the hour after us leaving is when we had all this activity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we weren't there. It was we were chasing it.
We were doing prom night downstairs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to the first floor then.
Okay. First floor.
So Goldie's chair. It's a chair, so I sat in it.
Of course you did.
I didn't feel anything. We never saw it rock.
No.
Mm-mm.
But in a weird kind of way, it was cool to sit in it.
For sure.
There was this creepy doll in a high chair. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, so there's this, what are they called? They're Chatty Cathy's.
Chatty Cathy's, exactly what it is.
That talk, if you pull a string and all this stuff, they're creepy. I hate them so much.
Yeah.
But she put it in the high chair in the dining room because Stephanie said that it would move. She would have it in one spot and she'd come back to the room and be in a different spot. Or it would talk when there was no batteries in it.
Yeah, or it hadn't talked ever.
Hadn't ever talked, and then it would start, talking. Yeah. So she had it in the dining room, and she was and it was in a high chair, which made it all the more creepy.
It did look creepy.
And so she's like, maybe she'll start talking to you guys or she'll move or something like that. So I kind of joked starting out the night. And I was like, Kathy, we're going to talk? We're going to hang out? We're going to be friends? She was creepy, but we didn't get anything from Chatty Kathy.
The motion balls did go off a couple times.
Did go off
her
a couple
high
times.
Chair. Mm-hmm. Yes. While nobody was moving. So there is that.
So that was the dining room.
We spent a lot of time in the we'll come back to the dining room here in a minute.
Yeah. So the dining room, and then there's the little makeshift kitchen next to the dining room, which she has reported the doors, like the cabinet doors, opening or closing on their own. And I think I was like, that's some Sixth Sense level shit right there. Because that's what I think of, like when all the cabinets being open.
Or like Paranormal Activity.
Yes.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah. With all the drawers open. And and it wasn't as extreme as what we're sounding like. She'll say that she'll come back and there'll be one or two drawers open, and she'll be like, "Did I leave those open? No, I don't think I did." Yeah. So it's not like 10 drawers and 10 cabinets.
Not all of them. Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but enough to make you go,
"Yeah,
is that happening?"
So also down past the kitchen is the doors to the basement, and there have been reports of that door, which has like a little, what's it called, like a hook?
Latch.
A hook latch, yeah. And that has been people, keep it latched, and she says there's been reports that they'll come back and it's been unlatched and it's open.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the dining room, kind of backtracking, there's
besides Goldie's room.
Besides Goldie's room,
there's the purple room.
The purple room, which is where we stayed overnight, and that's kind of over by the original front entrance to the house, and where one of the staircases is. There's 2 staircases.
Yeah,
let me make that clear. So that's where one of the staircases is, and the main entrance. And she has had reports of underneath that staircase, children playing hide and seek.
Yes.
People hearing voices and things like that of children. And we slept there. Me and Sarah slept there. Boyson didn't really sleep very much.
In the purple room. 45 minutes of sleep that night.
She was on her phone watching videos with my headphones.
Woke up.
Yeah. And I kept waking up throughout the night, and I would see her over there, and I'm like, is she not sleeping?
You know what? I slept like a frickin' baby.
You were really tired.
Are we surprised?
But Boydson kind of tell us what you were hearing while we were sleeping.
I was just hearing like thumps upstairs.
Yeah.
I heard it about 3 separate times.
Yeah.
So I was sure as hell not going to go upstairs and investigate. So I don't know what it was, and I don't know why I couldn't sleep. We'll talk about what happened right before we went to bed, but I also have a terrible insomnia. So I don't know.
So the reason why I started peeing with the door closed, because that's not like me. I usually just keep it open. Sorry.
She does keep it open, yeah.
But there is a room in the front that they call the Amelia Scareheart room.
I forgot about that.
It's not super scary, although there's a skeleton in there. It's kind of funny. There's a TV, a couch, and a bathroom. I think there have been some reports of people having feelings in the bathroom, or like, I don't know exactly what she said. Do you remember? Just overall feeling of negative stuff there. I don't think we really got that, but what happened was, as I was peeing with the door open per usual, then I look up and I see that she's got the Nest camera in the corner of the Amelia Scareheart room, directed straightly at the bathroom, and I panicked and shut the door. So this is my apology to you, Stephanie.
I'm sorry if you saw me peeing.
I'm so sorry. I had a moment. Forgive me.
I'm sorry that I normally pee with the door open. And she did. She was like, guys, do you think that camera could see me peeing?
I thought about it all night. Oh my God.
Probably shut that door if you go to that one. But the one upstairs was safe. No, the one upstairs, I peed with the door open because I didn't like that noise that the tile was making.
It was spooky.
Yep.
Anyways, apology. Sorry you had to say that.
So
let's move along.
On the first floor, I think we kind of talked about our experiences there. So let's kind of go down to the basement.
Down to the basement. Ooh. So we went down there 3 separate times. Once with Stephanie.
Yeah. So she talked about how there was a dirty old man down there who liked dirty jokes. So we took a dirty game down there to play.
Yeah, we tried.
And we played for not very long.
While we were doing that, we got like some flashlight activity.
Yeah. We had set it
while
up
we were ignoring again. And that was in the main room, kind of. So this basement has several, like, separate rooms that are kind of sectioned off.
And I don't think we really talked about the history down there or the reported history.
Yeah, it's not like an official, kind of an off-the-record history is that apparently there might have been some under-the-table abortions
or
that
other
were
medical
done.
procedures.
Yeah.
Which is why it's kind of sectioned off. Like, it's very weird how it's sectioned off into several rooms.
So yeah,
it's not a big area.
The basement is not an open area. There's probably five different rooms.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. They're all sectioned off, like Lindsay just said.
But it's all like dirt floors, cement walls. Like, it's not like it's a finished basement.
That's what I didn't understand.
And so she talked about how there was feelings of basically like unease, or people would start feeling sick, nauseous, just feeling unwelcome, hostile presences in the basement. So the third time we went down there, we went into these rooms.
We investigated.
Instead of like the main room. In my prom hairdo. This was the last thing we did of the night. And so we went down to like one of the rooms that she had reported that people really felt unwelcome in.
She said that there was a group of 3 guys and one of them left that room crying. So we're like, all right, sure, we'll go in there.
Let's do it. Of
course we're going to go.
Sarah was trying out our new dowsing rods that have glow-in-the-dark tips.
Super cool.
Just the tips.
Highly recommend.
She kept laughing at me and telling me she couldn't take me seriously.
Which is probably why I struggled down there, honestly, because we're going to get into full detail here in about 5 minutes, but about why I couldn't take Lindsay seriously.
But Boydson had a lot of experience in this room.
100%.
Yeah, so I walked down there and I was like, I mean, it was fine. But then we went into that room where that guy had the experience, and Sarah was doing her dowsing rods, and you can hear me on the recording ask a question, and it sounds like I'm just like full into it, like, yeah, sure, let's have a session. And then I just remember feeling totally uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to be down here. Like, I want to wrap this up. I want to go back upstairs.
Which is not like you at all.
She was in the corner, you guys, like in the corner by the door.
Yeah. So
normally she's like, you guys need to suck it up, and
she's the one urging us on
and
while
I'm
we're like,
I'm tired. She's like,
yeah, I am never that person to run out of a room or to just want to end things. I always want to keep going.
Right.
Yes, she's the one pushing us.
100%.
Sarah was complaining that she wasn't doing her dowsing rods correctly, and she wanted me to do them, and I was like, no,
like,
I don't want
to. She didn't even want to touch the dowsing rods, and y'all, those are her jam.
I am a water witch.
She is the water witch. I am not.
That's my thing.
Which is maybe why we're friends. We're both witches.
Yeah.
In different ways.
So we leave that room, and in order to leave that room, we have to go back by the stairs. And somebody said, so what should we do? And I was like, I want to go upstairs.
Yes, you did.
And Sarah had decided for all of us that we were going to stay down there. And she's like, well, I'm going to go in this room. And Lindsay followed her. And I was like, well, good God, I'm not going to go anywhere in this house by myself.
No, she's
and
scared.
So I followed them to, it was like 2 rooms over in the far corner of this basement where people, I think, report feeling the most ill.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going to go there.
And so I find myself a corner, and I get my back all the way against the wall. I have this little pouch that I carry our equipment around in. I hug it to my chest, and I do not move for about the 25 minutes that we're down there.
Didn't say a word.
Yeah, Sarah, I think you asked me twice, like, okay, you want to ask any questions? And I didn't respond. Like, I just remember being almost paralyzed in fear. And I mean, this is our thing.
Yeah, no, something different, definitely attached to you. Because I think I even remember saying, like, I don't feel anything down here. Usually I'm pretty sensitive to that stuff, but I was like, I don't feel anything.
And I didn't either, but I could tell that she was uncomfortable.
For sure.
I think we both knew.
Yeah.
And we kept checking in, but we were also like, you were trying to feel something too, because you could see that she was feeling it.
I couldn't feel anything.
It
was all you, girl.
Absolutely. Well, I would like to feel something different than terror.
And then when we finally were like, are you ready to go? And we were like, yeah, let's go. And I looked at you and I was like, are you ready to go? And you're like, yes. And you were out the door, like, instantly.
Right.
I didn't want to be down there a second longer. So we go upstairs.
Or they liked you a lot. Whatever way.
These people fall asleep instantly. I don't know how they do it. And
I can fall asleep. Day shifter.
It was like 2 or 3, doesn't matter.
It was close to 3.
It was past midnight, and I struggle.
And I am the only one awake in this haunted ass mansion,
and I'm like
by myself.
I didn't wake up until the next morning when it was blazing hot with the sun coming through.
Yeah, I'm like the sole remaining Ghostbuster.
Yep, not gonna be me ever.
Just
I'm
all
too tired.
alone. So that's kind of the layout of the house. Those are our experiences. We had one fun time that we want to quickly talk about.
I can't wait. Talk about prom night. Oh my gosh.
We've been waiting. Through it. Yep. So we talked about a while back having a sleepover. Well, I talked about having a sleepover.
One drunken night. She FaceTimed us and said, guys, let's have a sleepover.
Forgot it was over FaceTime. That happened. Yes. So when it finally happened, I was like, yay, woohoo. We get to do a for real sleepover. Mm-hmm. I don't think they were as thrilled as I was, but
there was no sleeping for Boydson, but me
right.
and you sleepover.
We slept together on the air mattress.
I had an over.
We slept on the air mattress together.
But part of the sleepover was that Boydson and I texted each other the night before and we were like, should we make this the night that we get to do prom hair? And we made it the night.
Dingleberry girls.
Hair.
With my glamour shots.
Oh my god, they were incredible.
And she put makeup on over my makeup I was already wearing.
With my finger.
With her fingers. Yeah. We were, like we said, guys, July, it was 110, hot. I was hot. I was sweaty.
It's evident by Lindsay's glistening face.
I'm glowing and not in a good way. And so we did all of this. I was very tipsy.
What picture are you going to let me upload?
I don't know. I have to find it. Let's find a good one. And then Boydson really got into the whole model career. And she was on the ground with me, making me pose, making me do glamour shots.
You guys, it's so good. I can't wait. I think I fucking nailed it.
They're so bad.
Here's the thing. So I remember that intricate woodwork I was talking about. So there's this lady on the fireplace carved in there, and she had this pose, and we're like, "Oh, Lindsay, do that pose."
So I am.
And then so good.
She wouldn't let me, like I said, we went down to the basement after this to do our last investigation part. And she wouldn't let me put my hair up in like just a messy bun. She wouldn't let me take my makeup off.
Hell no. The whole point is for Dingleberry prom.
So I'm ghost hunting looking like this.
Like hashtag Dingleberry prom.
Like a sex worker.
No, okay. I don't know what generation.
That's offensive to sex workers.
Okay, fine. Edit that part out. But I had on like blue-green eyeshadow.
I thought it looked phenomenal. Okay.
Pink lipstick.
Can I, before we close this out, I promise I'll stop talking about your prom hair, even though it was incredible.
She got her wish fulfilled.
It was so good. After we left that, though, I wanted to tell my story about how I had this weird night terror.
Hang on. Yes. I have one question.
Please.
Next time we do a sleepover, can we do it again?
Prom night?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I not be as sweaty, or can I blot my face?
Can I paint?
You can paint, yes!
Oh, I would love that. Can we paint?
Like one of your French girls.
Can we paint?
Yeah.
Not like that. Don't paint your face.
There will be no body painting.
Yes, you can paint my face. I would rather.
I want to paint both of you. Can I paint both of you?
Yes. She's so
pick what you want.
You can paint me.
Okay,
I said that.
I would love to.
Okay,
pick what you want, and I would love it. Okay, so after we closed out McInteer, we had a great time. It was the best, except for Boyston, who couldn't sleep.
We had so much fun.
She still had a great time until she couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm. But then we got burritos in the morning, and she was happy.
We went to Taco John's, which you must go to Taco John's in Atchison. It's so good.
Taco John's anywhere, but their potato olays, and you dip it in the cheese sauce.
Well, I say that because there's not very many Taco John's. Like, you can get them in Kansas, I think, only.
No, I have one just down the street.
No!
In Missouri?
Yeah. It's a lie! Tell me it's a lie! I never knew.
Surprise! Back on track.
Okay, so a couple nights later, I remember talking to them about, we had a great time, super fun.
Yeah.
Super creepy feelings, but we didn't get anything like, over the top. Okay, this is what happens to me. I fall asleep. I wake up, or so I think. Turns out it's like a full-blown sleep paralysis. And I wake up sometime around 2 or 3 in the morning, or so I thought I'm awake. Like, my eyes are open, and I can see my whole room, but can't move my body. And there is this woman in, like, old-timey dress. I don't know what time period, but
like late 1800s,
like
early
late
1800s,
early 19. Yes.
Yeah.
She has like grayish hair and some small updo. Okay.
Interesting. That's when the house was built.
Okay. This woman comes into my damn bedroom. So I'm in my room, like not in McInteer. I'm in my room. She comes in my room and looks at me with these crazy ass eyes. And I can't move because I'm paralyzed. And next thing I knew, she is like freaking the fuck out on my face, scratching me on my eyeballs. And like trying to scratch my face, and like I can see her scary teeth, I can see her scary eyes, and I wake up finally.
Don't like this.
I'm hyperventilating. I am crying, right? Because
terrifying.
What the fuck? And so I, being the person that I am, I turn on my app on my phone because I'm like, who is here with me? This is not okay. And I get a response, and it says, Barbara. Whoever the fuck Barbara is, you can get the fuck out.
Don't you have a friend named Barbara at Belvoir?
Dorothy,
damn it.
It's okay. Barbara is very specific to not... I think McInteer. I don't know where she came from, but it was like Barbara, assault, night, terror. There was like all sorts of words that were very relevant. Scared the shit out of me. So Boydston knows what I'm talking about when I say I shut my paranormal door. And I said, please... get out of my house. You are not welcome here. That scared the shit.
Oh, yeah. That's terrifying.
Out of me.
That's terrifying.
Sorry, I had to tell my story.
No.
That's why you need to shut your door before you go to sleep.
I know. You need to remind me. You need, please. Because I don't. And this is what happens. I get attacked by demons.
Okay.
That was horrible. It traumatized me.
I'm
That
sorry
has never
you went through
really
that.
happened. I did not like that.
That's awful.
So, Barbara, you can... get the fuck out.
Barbara's a bitch. And we had a great time at McInteer.
We did. We loved McInteer. We cannot wait to go back when it's a little bit cooler. Because I think the air conditioning units kind of hinder a lot of our evidence. So we cannot wait to go back when it's a little bit cooler.
Can't wait.
Stephanie, please hang out with us longer. We love you.
You can investigate with us. Please do.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right, guys. So you can find all kinds of evidence that we will post here on our Instagram or Facebook at the Tipsy Ghost. We will also link to 1899 McInteer Villa's Instagram so you guys can see stuff that Stephanie has posted.
1889.
1889. What did I say? 1899? 1889.
Close
My
enough.
bad. I got to pee real bad.
Got the right century at least.
Yeah. And you can always send us your experiences and your stories at thetipsyghost@gmail.com.
If you liked what you heard, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast and an excellent review. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks again for listening to True Crime by Indie Drop-In. If you would like your show featured, reach out to us at Indie Drop-In on all social media or go to indiedropin.com. See you next time.